Imagine you're facing a tight 2-day deadline on a Monday morning. Your manager needs a large-scale urban design architectural project, complete with several still renderings and animations. The key challenge? You must include detailed contextual massing models of the surrounding buildings to elevate the realism of the visuals. Feeling the pressure? Thinking about relying on AI? Hold that thought. I can offer you a powerful technique that delivers quality results without the unpredictability of AI. I know you're curious, and if you can spare me a few minutes, I'll show you exactly how to do it. Hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I'd like to introduce myself before we dive deeper into today's video. My name is Rotimi Sariki. I'm a Nigerian-American 3D architecture designer and illustrator, and I've been working in the 3D industry for over 13 years. I started my career as an AutoCAD draftsman before transitioning to 3D visualization in 2012. I've worked for firms like Raphael Vignoli Architects and HOK. My main focus on this channel is architectural design and visualization through the use of Unreal Engine. If this sounds like something you'd be interested in, consider subscribing to the channel so you can follow my journey as I explore various design concepts and some of the techniques I use in my 3D visualization process. The first logical question to ask is why you need lots of 3D massing context for your schematic architecture visualization. The answer to this question will vary, and it is dependent on your specific needs for the project you're working on. One of the biggest problems I faced whilst working on architectural projects that require 3D visualization during the conceptual phase is the issue of area renderings looking empty and flat if you have very little 3D context. When you finally add lots of 3D massing context to your rendering, they look flat with no details at all. This will ultimately make your aerial rendering boring and lifeless. You may be tempted to manually add these details yourself, but that would be a bad decision, and you will undoubtedly run out of time before you even get a chance to generate the aerial renderings you need. So, your next logical question should be, what is the simplest way of solving this problem without losing my sanity? That's a great question, and this video will give you the answer. I'd like to give you a fair warning though. This video will show some scripting using the MaxScript language and 3ds Max. If you do not wish to go further because of these two things, I'll bid you farewell now so you can go do more important things with your time. After all, time is a precious commodity that shouldn't be wasted. But if you're an OG and you want to learn, stick with me till the end and you'll learn a valuable skill. So, let's begin. Before we go further, I'm going to make a few assumptions. 1. You already have your 3D design model you wish to add some 3D context to. 2. You have 3D modeling skills. And 3. You have a basic understanding of object-oriented programming. The first thing we'll need to do is to source the 3D models of the area we need. There are many solutions and software for this task, but they all generally rely on OpenStreetMap data, OSM, or Geographical Information System data, GIS. We will be relying on the former rather than the latter in this video. I typically use Autodesk InfraWorks to generate the context model if I'm working in a professional environment. However, if I am working on a personal project, I use something called CAD Mapper, which is a website that lets you export 3D context model of a selected region. Now, let's head over to cadmapper.com to begin the extraction process. If you don't already have an account, you can create one by following the instructions on the website. There is a free section at the bottom of the website page, but that section only has a collection of flat 2D files of selected cities. Let's go back to the top section of the website and click on the Create File button. This will bring up the Sign In page of the website. After signing in, we're now in the map creation area of the website. I'll type in the location I want, which will be San Francisco. Since I am limited to 1 kilometer squared, I am going to navigate to our area of interest and select it. The process is pretty intuitive, so when you're doing this on your own, it should be easy. On the left side of the page, there are quite a few options to pick from before hitting the Create File button at the bottom left of the page. Since I'll be using 3D Studio Max in this video, I'll select the AutoCAD option. I'll include the 3D building option and select the topography option as well. I'm going to leave the road geometry definitions in their default state. Now that the file has been created, I'll open 3ds Max and import the file we generated from cadmapper.com. With the file now imported, we'll do some cleanup work if needed and prepare the 3D model for the MaxScript writing part of this video. OSM massing models are great for context, but the moment you want to add parapets, setback, or rooftop details, everything slows down. Manual selection is way too slow and the angle selection isn't accurate enough. That's why I worked on this script to help speed up my workflow. This script does two things. First, it finds the faces whose normals point almost perfectly upward, and it raycasts upward to make sure those faces are actually exposed to the sky. Now, let's step through the script to understand what's going on. We'll start by looping through every face and using a dot product against the world z-axis. Anything above 0.999 is considered horizontal. But that alone isn't enough, because each building massing may have some hidden geometry we don't want to select. So for each of those faces, we cast rays upwards from each vertex. If any ray hits any geometry above, that face is ignored. This means the script doesn't care how complex the massing is. It always finds the true top surfaces. It's fast, accurate, and completely non-destructive. This is perfect for architecture visualization, urban design, or any workflow where you need to add roof details to your OSM massing models. Now, let's run the script to see if it works. We highlight the entire script and say, evaluate all. And there we have it. All the top faces are selected, which means the script is working as intended. If you're working in Blender, you'd start by checking the face normal's z value. Any face with a z normal close to 1.0 is essentially horizontal. But just like in 3ds Max, that's not enough. To find the true top faces, you would cast rays upward from each face, usually from the face center or vertices, using either Python raycasting or geometry nodes. With geometry nodes, this becomes even more powerful. You can filter faces by normal direction, cast rays upward using raycast nodes, remove any face that detects geometry above. The result is a procedural roof selection system that updates automatically. Whether you're scripting in Python or working procedurally with geometry nodes, the key idea is the same. A roof isn't just facing up, it's exposed to the sky. Once you understand that, selecting roof faces become deterministic instead of manual. And finally, all I needed to do was repeat the same process multiple times in order for me to cover the areas needed for my rendering. Once that's done, I brought everything into Unreal Engine and then leaked the scene, and that's the result you see on your screen right now. It is important to note that if you're trying to achieve a realistic look when you're working on a schematic design of an architecture project, you can grab models from CAD Mapper and you can add more details by using a script that easily selects the top faces and then extrude them in the negative direction in order for you to create a parapet, which adds more details to your rendering instead of it looking flat. And if you found this video very helpful, do me a favor, like this video and subscribe to the channel to see what's coming up next. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye.